I'm Ben,
And I'm Allie.
and this is Ageless Gaming.
The first episode in
This Pokemon section.
where we'll be talking about Generation 1 of Pokemon. Ben, what is Ageless Video Games?
Ageless Video Games is about video games that video game trivia, and some random stuff that I know that other people don't, and mostly some things that people do. But I'm sorry.
We do what we can, right?
Yep.
Now, Ben, I've heard you say that Pokemon is one of the best games out there. Why do you think it's one of the best?
Because Pokemon has one of the best stories. It has one of the best backstories of any game. And why that is because Satoshi Tajiri, the CEO of Pokemon, was very inspired by bugs. Not just any bugs. Like, he was a bug maniac. He actually wanted to be a entomologist. He wanted to be an entomologist when he grew up. But when this was actually in 1980s and 1989, grew exponentially. It was hard to basically find a bug, so he went on to actually go to just college and be a game designer. But he didn't have so much money, and his role model was Miyamoto, Shigeru Miyamoto.
And who is that?
He is the founder of Nintendo. Nintendo and Game Freak are actually really different. I'll explain that later. So, and when he grew up, he actually he actually met his friend Junichi Masuda, and when they actually made a novel, and that novel was titled Game Freak. So that's kind of where the title started, but he wanted to make his own company. He didn't have the money because, he was a really big man. I mean, it was kind of a very big company. Mm-hmm. That's when Junichi Masuda, Miyamoto actually swooped in and helped him by giving him some more money to run his his dream. Mm-hmm. And, it's just kind of went from there on. And, that is one of the main reasons why I like Pokemon so much. And it also has a great anime, so that is also why. And some people just think that Pokemon, that Ash, the guy that is in the Pokemon series, is actually canon. He is not technically. Basically, that means that anyone that is in a series that has grown or something. Now, Pokemon has other people that you can control. Ash is not actually one of them. It's just one that the Pokemon Company, which was the guy that made the people that made the anime, actually came up with.
Mm-hmm. So in the game, they have playable characters, but Ash is not one of them.
Yeah, Ash is not one of them.
He's only in the TV.
Yeah,
anime.
He's only in the animes, the TV, the manga.
Gotcha.
And and also there's Pokemon Origins, which that is actually follows the animes, the games. That is actually all the reason why I like Pokemon, and Generation 1 is no exception to this one. Because, Pokemon, Generation 1 is, I haven't really played the original generations, mm-hmm. but I played the Let's Go games, which is a direct reference to that, or a direct thing to that, and they actually made those guys, Pikachu and Eevee, cute. I cannot lie.
Well, that's half of the appeal, right?
Yeah, half of the appeal, and if you look up who actually voiced them, they actually were voiced by Japanese women, but actually Ash isn't. I always thought he was voiced by a kid. He's actually voiced by the same person that voiced Timmy Turner on Very Odd Parents, Tara Strong.
So it's
I
a
think.
woman?
Yeah, so it's a woman that actually voiced him.
Gotcha.
And I can kind of see why. It's because usually for kids, they have to have like a higher voices or something. Mm-hmm. But with like Ash or Timmy Turner, they have a woman that voice them because they have more higher voices than men. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks to all the joys of
All the joys of
puberty and
Pokemon. What? No. No. Just because that's it's kind of logic.
Yeah, this is true. So I heard that Ash Ketchum originally was going to be a girl named Ashley.
Yeah.
And at the last minute, they changed it to a boy, so they shortened the name to Ash.
Yeah. I mean, that is a kind of weird thing because, I just thought he was just named after a pile of wood debris, and Professor Oak was his father.
Oh. Is that true? Or is that a spoiler?
No, that is not true.
Okay.
Even though they do actually know each other, and also this was something that I was completely unaware of, and that is that Gary Oak, I've always thought was the rival for Red and Green or Red and Blue, and for Generation 1, he is not. Trace, which is another boy that lives in Powelltown, is your rival, your guy that you go up against.
Right, so the first game, it's Gary Oak?
Yeah, Gary Oak. No, Gary Oak is the champion.
Oh, mm-hmm.
That is why he is all snobbing stuff.
Okay.
And also that in yeah, I know. I just always thought that was kind of weird, and that and also the big elephant in the room I have to address is that for Pokemon Let's Go, is that Meltan and Melmetal. Mm-hmm. They actually had them released in Pokemon Go, not in Generation 8. Not like but then they decided to put them in a actual game, which is a good thing, because the way you evolve them is completely ludicrous and a bit tedious. 800 of those things, of of Metal candies.
Uh-huh.
You have to get 800. Why? Why?
My guess is they want them to be rare. So
Yeah, it is a legendary Pokemon or mythical Pokemon that I don't know, but Generation 8 came with a good thing because people would be pulling their hairs out trying to get that thing to evolve. And also, trade linking is something I actually forget in the story because link trades is basically a way to kind of trade Pokemon with other people. But there are also Pokemon that require evolving with link trade. I think that's just a bit stupid or a bit redundant. I mean, like with the original starters having link trade evolutions, and then down the line having Pokemon being link traded that way, evolved that way as well. I don't know. I mean, if you don't have any friends, then I don't blame you. I mean, some people don't really have friends, but you could make friends. But usually what I do is skip those trades and or skip those evolutions and just go with the real stuff. And also, evolution stones. I actually like evolution stones, but like some of the Pokemon, like for Eevee's evolution line, isn't as. I mean, I've always thought it was all the evolution stones that made Eevee evolve, but turns out I was wrong. Is that your Glaceon, Leafeon, and Espeon and Umbreon. They all have different special ways of evolving. Like Glaceon needs to be bred in or evolved in a cavern, like an ice cavern or something. And Leafeon needs to be evolved near or trained near a mossy rock. And then high happiness and being in dark for Umbreon and Espeon. And yeah, that's just a big slap in the face if you don't know what to do. Yeah. That is the big elephant in the room I had to address.
Yeah. And that's mostly your complaints about the Pokemon Let's Go?
No, well, not really, just Pokemon in general. I mean, like, for, like, 20 years, they still have that kind of problem. I mean, I know that Game Freak was kind of teaching of how Pokemon is supposed to work and not the intended ways. But then there's also different challenges people can actually try to get. And that is one of the things, and that is the Pokemon Nuzlocke Challenge. It is a challenge for people to, it's like a kind of a hardcore challenge where if your Pokemon faints in battle, then it is game over. It is officially dead or proclaimed dead. Or if you run into the Pokemon that you've caught twice, then you can have the chance to catch it or kill it, or catch it or just run away from it. That doesn't actually go with shinies. I mean, and the only ever times I ever encountered shinies was in Pokemon Black and White when I caught a Zebstrika. No, I mean a Blitzel. And in just yesterday when I caught a Bellsprout. I never knew what a shiny Bellsprout looked like. But it has golden leaves. Weeping Bell is green, and I don't know what Victory Bell looks like. But yeah, that is something that I kind of didn't really like at all. But I still like Pokemon nonetheless.
Yeah.
But also there are beta Pokemon that they have kind of rejected or haven't actually used. Like the Pokemon for Generation 3, there actually are Generation 1 Pokemon that have been not used or have been rejected. Like the one for Pikachu's line. So there would have been Pikachu, Raichu, and Gorochu, which was a red Raichu with devil horns and your bat wings and fangs.
Yikes.
Yeah, not a pretty picture to see. And I wouldn't want to know what that looked like in a 3D model. and there are many down the line that I'm not going to go through all of them. And then there is twins. It looks like two Gasleys just smacked together and created a monstrosity.
Yikes. That would be scary to see.
And also, kind of speaking of ghost types, Lavender Town is one of the big things that have kind of eluded Pokemon to its it's still a good fuzzy pickles kind of thing. It's a good funny thing. But when you get to Lavender Town in Generation 1, 1980s, it is not fuzzy pickles then, because it was like sorry to bust your eardrums, but
it had some really uncomfortable music.
yeah, it was, and it had a kind of a feeling of emptiness, feeling of kind of elusive, kind of hair standing up your back kind of thing. It was kind of a ghost town, like a literal ghost town. It was a ghost. It didn't have a gym or anything, which is a crying shame. But it did have Pokemon Towers, which was a Pokemon cemetery, which had like 5 or 6 floors on it. First time I actually went on that, I actually thought it was kind of a good theme, because for Pokemon Let's Go, they actually updated so well that it kind of sounded like an orchestra.
Nice.
Because when it starts, it starts playing the piano, and then a bassoon plays. I think it might be a bassoon. I don't know my instruments. Well, I do know, but I don't really know all the instruments in the world.
Right. That's all right.
Yeah, but it actually does have a great soundtrack. I don't really recommend it. And actually, it has one of the weirdest creepypastas, one of the weirdest urban legends in, Pokemon history. Basically, it starts as that when you actually hear the Pokemon, that music, it actually gives like remorse. It kind of makes you feel uneasy, and then you silver side yourself. Suicide.
Yeah.
It's weird creepypasta. There's a lot of Pokemon related ones, but that is one of the weirdest ones that I've heard, and I don't really think there actually is such thing as Lavender Town Syndrome.
Right. I think it's something that's been made up to try to scare people from playing video games.
Yeah.
Right. We probably need to wrap up for today.
Thank you for listening, and see you next time. Bye-bye!